Fox News host Larry Kudlow apologized to his viewers that the economy under Joe Biden is good, and all but came up to the line of saying it makes sense to vote Biden based on what's going on. He didn't say it, but there's very little left other than that. Now, Luke Beasley did a great job of covering some elements of this story yesterday. I want to look at a slightly different clip here. There is really a shameless nature to the apologetic tone about how good the economy is. Isn't it good that we've seen record wage growth? Forget about the political game. Isn't it just good for the people? Why do we have to apologize? Isn't it good that the stock market's performing well and unemployment has been low for record? I'm sorry, guys. The economy's good. I'm so sorry. The tone here is really something. Listen to this. This is, of course, after yet another blowout jobs report from January. Extraordinary wage growth. It's just all firing on all cylinders here.
We had a blowout jobs report, more than twice the consensus expectation. Now,
right.
I know many of my conservative friends are trying to drill holes in this report.
Right.
But you know what, folks? It is what it is. It's a very strong report. Not every economic stat should be viewed through a political lens.
Really?
I've been in this business a very long time, and sometimes you just have to throw away the ballot box and just recognize the numbers. They are what they are. This was a very strong report. 353,000 gain in non-farm payrolls, a very big number. Prior 2 months revised up by 126,000.
And by the way, that's a major deal too. You know, the revisions don't really make news. These are significant upward revisions. This is an extra 60. The original November and December numbers were each undercounting job creation by 63,000 jobs each of those months. That's a major deal.
Big number. And the bottom line here is more Americans are working. And that is a good thing, no matter what your party registration is. Also a good thing. Worker wages continue to improve.
Yep.
Average hourly earnings for production workers, a.k.a. middle-class, blue-collar folks, they're up 4.8% over the past 12 months. And you know what? Their rate of productivity, that is output per hour, a very important economic efficiency and growth indicator. Well, productivity rose 2.7% last year. That's a good number.
Now, I want to focus in on a couple elements of this here. This is really, really interesting. These numbers are extraordinary for two reasons. Wage growth, 4.8% over the last year, and rate of productivity up 2.7%. Let's talk about them one by one. First of all, the inflation rate over the last 12 months was about 3%. So one of the problems, one of the drag downs that we've seen on wage growth is, okay, wages have been up, but inflation has been up more. That was true for a while. We now have a situation where wage growth is outpacing inflation.
It's a good number.
Whoop. Accidentally, the clip started playing there again. When we look at wage growth outpacing inflation, we're talking about real raises. One of the favorites from Republicans when there's a Democratic president and wage growth is up is to say, well, wage growth is up, but what does it matter if everything costs even more? Well, inflation's been, 2.27 or 3 over the last year, and wage growth is almost 5. So real wages are up. You can't use that claim anymore that it's empty wage growth because it's being counterbalanced by even bigger inflation. Number two, one of the concerns among progressives like me, that's just a reference to how I guess now there are gatekeepers who say David's not actually progressive. Okay. One of the important metrics for progressives when we look at wages is the question of how much has productivity gone up? Because one of the ways that those at the very top can extract more value from workers is, hey, we pay them 5% more, but we get 10% more out of them. If we were to see productivity growth of 10% and wage growth of 5%, we would say, well, it's all nice that workers are getting a little more when it comes to wages, but they are producing even more, and disproportionately much of it is being taken by the capitalists, to use, Marxist terminology, which I'm a progressive, but I'm not a Marxist. We have 2.7% productivity growth and 4.8% wage growth, which means that on average, now you could find industries where it's not the case, or you could say, well, at ABC Textiles, it's not the case. But big picture, productivity is up, which generates economic growth, but wages are up even more, meaning workers are getting a slightly bigger slice of that productivity gain. So this is all really good. Last few seconds here from Kudlow.
Activity rose 2.7% last year. That's a good number. So the workforce is earning its pay hike. Plus, over the past 3 months, inflation-adjusted real wages increased by 4.5%.
There it is.
So typical working families got a nice real wage boost for it.
So listen, Fox News started by denying the strong economy. They then went to, well, it's because of the expectation that Trump or whatever, to the degree that they followed Trump's lead on that. Now they're basically just apologizing. They're like, listen, we got to set politics aside. We're sorry. Like we would love to keep making this political, but the numbers are just good numbers. So for the next 9 months until the election, let's remember, it's not just left-wing media and centrist media and Democrats and Biden and the president saying that things are good economically. Even former Trump advisors who are now Fox hosts are saying, hey, you know what, guys, these are good numbers and this is good for the American people. I'm very particular about my coffee, and our sponsor, Trade Coffee, helps you do more in 2024. If you're like me, coffee might be part of your routine, maybe a factor in your productivity. Check out Trade as your destination for better coffee at home. Subscribe to Trade and start the year with amazing coffee. You'll discover new favorites. You'll support more than 55 local roasters across the country, and you will upgrade your morning. And the best part is you can personalize all of it, from the type of coffee you get, how often you get it delivered. They have decaf if that's your preference. I recently got Orange Colombian from New York, sweet and inviting, full-bodied notes of pine. I actually love pine. Who knew? Pine is great. Every time I get a new shipment from Trade, the quality and the taste is top-notch. The convenience it's just great. The coffee comes to my door instead of having to go find them. Whether you already know what you like or you're new to specialty coffee and want some help, Trade just makes it easy to discover new coffees you will like. Show your loved ones how much you care with the gift of Trade Coffee for Valentine's Day. Right now through February 14th, Trade is offering $10 off gift subscriptions. Go to drinktrade.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman10 at checkout. The link is down below.